Hello and welcome to GirlExec. I'm Kristy here with my phenomenal friend Isha, and today we're going to join the conversation going on around the globe. What do I want my new normal to be, and how do I make that shift? In June of 2019, my husband and I made this decision that I would relaunch my consultancy in 1 year. But fast forward to March of 2020, and all we had planned was in question, but we made the leap with a twist. In June of 2020, I did leave my corporate job to relaunch my consultancy and homeschool. See, there are many of us who had decisions we had to make as this pandemic broke. And now that we're coming out of the pandemic, there's a new discussion going on. Now the discussion is, what do we want our new normal to be? It's everywhere from Instagram to the family discussions around the dinner table. So in today's episode, we will discuss what to consider in your own personal journey and shift, potential decision points, and our personal journey as we both have navigated making hard yet intentional decisions.
So let's start with that what. Talking about how we want to shift to a new normal. The first question is, what are your priorities? Are those things that are most necessary for you? And an honest, stripped down list, not the list of what somebody thinks they should be. Because to be clear, now is the time for us to have these conversations with ourselves, to use this moment before the world totally opens back up and our old routines take over, to consider what's really important going forward. As you look at your priorities, we recommend looking broadly. Look at that combination of your personal values, as well as your values across family and community, and last but not least, career and finances. When you consider all of these priorities, conflicts are inevitable because our time is not unlimited. Even though some of us find ourselves with more time at home, maybe due to new ways of working with our companies with COVID, etc., we still have a lot of the same responsibilities coming at us. So as you make your priority list, you'll find yourself with a lot of hard decisions in terms of prioritizing things, but also a lot of great opportunities around the shifts that you can make. So think short and long and ask yourself these questions. When you look at the short term, say the next 1 to 3 years, what is most important for you in this phase of your life, both personally and professionally? And of what's important, how does it affect considerations for your long term? Use your reflection here to think about your shifts. And shifts can be small and iterative. It can be those small changes that you make over time to refocus on those priorities. Things as simple as, I'm going to keep my new habit to actually take a lunch break every day. Or your shift can be drastic. You may make one large change, a new job, a new self-care regime, or a big move. Whatever your shift is, now is the time to consider it. We only caution you against making too many large changes at once, because too many changes can lead to burnout.
You know, Aisha, burnout is real. And I think in that risk, we feel like we have so much time and flexibility. And I will tell you, when I made the change to relaunch my consultancy, in addition to homeschooling, I also took on a volunteer role in our community, and it was too much. 6 months into it, I found myself burned out again. And I said, wait.
That wasn't the point.
I know, and some friends joked and said, wait, you left one job to take on 3 jobs? Are you serious? So whatever the case is, I had to come back to the next point that we want to focus on for you, which is why. Because central to shifting to the norm you want is knowing your why. And for me, the big thing was the shift I wanted to do in my consultancy and what was needed for our family right now. It's far too often the to-dos in life simply pull us along, yet many of us really long to simplify and shift priorities and pursue our purpose and passions in life. So what is your why? Self-care, a new job, more time with family and friends, a better quality of life. You really have to ask yourself, who do I want to be and how do I want to invest my time? And I encourage you, as you invest the time to reflect and think through this, write it down, make a plan, and make that plan plain.
And Chris, I want to share just a personal perspective. Family is a big why for many of us, and that's been my why in terms of our shifts. My what is that during this time, my family has returned to the United States after 4 years of just an incredible work and life adventure in Latin America. And the why is family. My husband left his career to enable our move to Latin America and to support me. And now he's eager to re-enter the workforce, and it's my time to support that. When you understand marriage and love and compromise, you know that you have to make decisions that work for the entire family. And so we came back. And I mention this because when you think about family and relationship, you have to consider the why of the unit as well, and how all those whys mix together so that you can prioritize things that help to drive everyone forward.
The why of the unit is so powerful, so powerful and critical. Thank you for just bringing that together in that way. You know, as you are navigating a lot of this, and I would imagine, you know, I know that both of us have had this, is that you need help along the way.
For sure.
We could have a plan, and some of us want to be Superwoman, or if we have gentlemen listening, Superman. But as you begin your plan, find a partner to build accountability as well as receive encouragement along the way. As you think about who you could partner with, consider a close friend, consider a coach, consider a colleague. As you connect with them, share your why and share your plan. And make a plan to connect, you know, as frequently as makes sense for the relationship, but make sure that it's frequent enough so you could talk about progress as well as hurdles, because sometimes people could see what you can't see and give you just a perspective that you may not have. And, you know, in your own time and struggling, if you find yourself just working through these hurdles, remind yourself, what were my personal reasons for making this change? And why were these important to me? What values led me to this change? And what kind of person do I want to be? If you hit a bumper roadblock, stay calm, learn, and please continue to move forward.
You know, Chris, I think about nature. You think about earthquakes and shifts and how it causes a lot of, even if it's a good thing, it causes a lot of chaos. But then that's how we have the islands. You know, that's how we have the Caribbean from the eruption. So a lot of beauty can come out, but it's not without those moments to say, oh, what am I doing here? But listen, as we close this episode, there are very few times in history when everyone in the world is faced with the level of change, of shift that this pandemic has produced. And now as we emerge from that, we encourage you, take advantage of this opportunity and really this choice to hit a reset button on some of those things in the flow of our day-to-day life and pursue those things that are most important to you. And as always, please join us for future episodes of GirlExec, conversations to enrich your career and life.